Welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am your host, Rashida McFerrin, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 mistakes millennials and Gen Z are making while investing in crypto. And so, if you've been following any of the cryptocurrencies, specifically the top currency, which is Bitcoin, you'll know over the last 2 weeks, it's been an up and down roller coaster in regards to the asset. I wanted to take some time today and talk about the top 10 mistakes that I see investors making jumping into the market and not knowing what they're doing. And so we're going to get started with number one. We're talking about the lack of research. If you don't know what you're investing in, then how are you taking your money in and putting it into something? Um, Jumping into random crypto investments just because you saw someone post on it on social media, whichever social media outlet it is, be it YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, TikTok, I could go on and on. But seeing social media press on crypto is a very limited way of understanding how this asset operates. And so when you go to do research, you literally don't know what you're looking for. So, how can you do research on something that you don't know what you're looking for? And you're just basically at that point, once you find the information, now you're just guessing into the market. So, number one, lack of research is a big one. Number two, emotional trading. And when I say emotional trading, I mean FOMOing into the market. FOMO, FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Like I said, you'll be on social media, you'll be on Google, you'll be watching the news, specifically financial news. I keep up with the financial economic trends that are going on throughout the world, but I don't watch like regular negative news. That's such a waste of energy and a whole story for another day. But anyway, when you FOMO into the market, 9 times out of 10, you end up losing your money because you don't know what you're doing. And so if you don't know what you're doing, if you found yourself checking the box on the first two points that I've mentioned, I need you to go over to rashida.ai and check my website out and see the course offerings I have in regards to investing in crypto intelligently, because there is a way to invest in crypto that will allow you to make money, but you can't guesstimate into it. That never works. And so number three, chasing the hype, which kind of ties back into number one and number two. Like I said, you're on social media, you're talking to somebody about it at work, or you hear your friends or your church members mention something that someone told them, and it turns into a game of telephone, and now you have this asset that's looming around in your head, and you're thinking like, okay, so well, since my buddy told me about it, then maybe it's legit. And instead of again doing your research, which is number one, you just go on a Robinhood or a Schwab account or a Coinbase account, and you try to buy the asset. So here's a little bit of tea. As far as where you buy your cryptocurrency in the United States of America, Coinbase is going to be the top brokerage for purchasing crypto. Then next we have crypto.com, which is based, I think, in Hong Kong. It's in an Asian country, so it's not based here, but they bought headquarters here out of Chicago, Nadex, probably about 2 years ago. And if you don't know what Nadex is, drop it in Google, Nadex, drop it in Google and get the background and the tea on it. I am absolutely an affiliate partner of Coinbase. I do a lot of business on Coinbase. So far, they've been the most legit agency that I've worked with as far as trusting your money being in the right place at the right time in regards to crypto. Now, are they perfect? Absolutely not. It's not financial advice, but I just encourage people. My number one choice is using Coinbase. So, but anyway, we're chasing the hype because it's trending, not using fundamentals, not using technical analysis. You've heard someone's friend say, hey, maybe you should invest in this. And then you're jumping into an asset again without doing proper due diligence. Number four, we're going to talk about ignoring security. While your money that you invest in a crypto exchange is considered it being an exchange, it is not a wallet. Again, I'll give you an example. With Coinbase, you have the option to have a wallet outside of Coinbase that they just rolled out, I want to say a year and a half to 2 years ago. And so, in addition to having a Coinbase account, you'll have a wallet that you can use to invest in NFTs and keep your money in a separate account, separate from your active brokerage account. It is also, those are considered hot wallets because they're on the internet, right? It is also heavily encouraged for you to get a cold wallet, which is something that you can put into your computer, download your assets to, take it out. You have the password keys to your wallet asset, and then it's something you keep in a safe place in your home. And so that way your information or your money is not stored necessarily on a hot wallet on the internet. It is stored on a cold wallet, which is not tied to the internet, which is in your possession, which is empowering you to what? BYOB, be your own bank. Number 5, trusting scams. It's so easy to get caught up in the hype. And I have seen some stories. There's the Quadra guy from Canada who opened a crypto exchange and randomly got married, went on a honeymoon to India, and then mysteriously died while he was on his honeymoon from gastrointestinal problems, which to me is the biggest crack of BS that I've ever heard. But nevertheless, he disappeared into thin air along with close to $100 million of people's money who were investing in his exchange. My theory is that he got to India, honey. Y'all remember the movie Face Off with John Travolta? My theory is that he paid somebody very handsomely to change his face and stage his own demise. That is my thought process. That is what I think happened with that. But nobody can prove it because nobody can find him and or catch him. Right? So, and then there's the other lady, the Russian PhD lady. What was it called? Rich Coin? But she was supposed to be like some Russian PhD, and she defrauded people out of like $500 million. Hers was a big one. She literally disappeared into thin air and no one can find her. And so, since no one can find her, they arrested her brother because that was considered the closest thing to getting justice. Like, there are scams on top of scams out there, and you're going to come across them. The thing you need to know is how to recognize a scam up front so you don't get rug pulled. And when I say rug pull, you know how literally in physical real life, when you're standing on a rug and someone pulls the rug from under, you fall if you're not paying attention to the person behind you that's pulling the rug. It's the same thing, except in this case, you're losing money. And it's been case after case of people just raising money and getting away with it. So I would highly recommend paying attention to what you're investing in, and you need proper financial education. Proper financial education from someone who knows what they're doing. I've been in the banking world for 18 years this year. So when I teach about financial literacy, finance, economics, money, how to manage your money, investing, I'm not coming from a place of speculation or having just read a book and now I'm an expert. No, I've been in the game for 18 years. I've worked for some of the top Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank. The only client that I haven't worked for that's a top 4 bank is JP Morgan Chase. The timing has never been right in regards to me working with them, but I have a feeling that that's going to change somewhere in the near future. Just an example. My 2-year-old is in daycare. I pay the daycare, $1,000 a month, and I go up and take my 2-year-old. I drop him off every day for him to go to school, and I know his teachers, right? He's there for the whole year from August to May. I know the teachers that are in the classroom teaching him ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, how to be social with friends, and sharing is caring and things like that. I'm not going to go pay his daycare teacher $2,000 to teach me financial literacy, and she works in my son's daycare classroom, right? Like, you have people out here, that was just an example, but you have people out here who have read a book and think just because they read a book and then they started managing their finances personally, that automatically makes them qualified to go out and teach people how to invest in stock markets. Like, where they do that at? And then the gotcha part is that the people that are in their containers don't even do the due diligence to check receipts to see where these people are coming from. I don't care if you went to Yale University. So someone comes to you and says, I graduated from Yale University with a degree in journalism, broadcasting, and communications. And I'm going to go teach this finance course right now. So because you went to Yale, that makes you qualified to teach me about finances? It does not. And so find people who have been in the game, are in the game, and plan on continuing to stay in the game, because literally it is their life force and that is what they do. I am a financier by nature. I am a conservatively trained banker by nature. And so when I say on my website that what I can count, I stopped counting at 44 billion, because once I did my first $1 billion deal in 2015 when I was 34, there was no point of me to keep counting every $1 billion deal that I touched, because I couldn't keep up. Right? It made no sense at that point, because you've now reached the next level in your career. And the more you advance in your career in finance, the more they trust you with more managing more money. Whether it's risk management, whether it's compliance management, whether it's independent testing management, it does not matter. And whether it's deal flow management, the more you get better at your craft, you excel up the corporate ladder. It is a traditional hierarchy. It is what it is. And so my advice to you is just take advice from somebody who is getting the bag themselves and is practicing what they preach. Okay, that was a whole tangent. So the next mistake that millennials make while investing in the market is neglecting diversification and putting all their money into one asset. Okay, traditionally, this is just my opinion. To a degree, you want to diversify, right? But when I've made extensive amounts of money when I'm investing in capital markets, it would be when I was invested in one or two assets at a time, not having 30 different assets in my portfolio. To me, that's just confusion. Like, and it makes no sense, because if you go and talk to any financial advisor today, they will preach to you diversification. So this is another thing where I'm like, you have to be your own FA. BYOFA. Be your own financial advisor. Managing your own money and knowing what you're doing with it, because I'm not saying that they're not important. They get a lot of training or whatever. They go through some tests and they take Series 6, 66. Some take Series 3, Series 7. It's a lot of licensing. But once you get in the game, what you realize is, if every financial advisor in America is telling every person that has a job that they need to diversify, I should do opposite of that. Okay. Like, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but I'm just saying that might be an opportunity for you to go against the grain on that one. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So that was number 6. Number 7, overtrading. Overtrading means frequently buying and selling, leading to significant losses due to the transaction fees and volatility, because there are fees involved in you trading, whether you know it or not, which leads to number 8, overlooking your fees. I'll give you an example in crypto. Ethereum fees, their gas fees are through the roof. But at the same time, Ethereum has an asset like no other. It is playing second close to Bitcoin. And I think Ethereum eventually surpasses Bitcoin. Bitcoin gets the luxury of having been the first official, right? But how many of you remember MySpace? Y'all remember MySpace 2006-ish, 2007? Where is MySpace now? Facebook came through and totally eclipsed them and then kept running with the ball. What was his name? Tom? who was everybody's friend, right? He sold out. But if you go to myspace.com, it's like some kind of music thing or something right now. I don't know. But who has been on MySpace in over 15 years? Child, nobody. So it's just that's one of those things where I know Ethereum is running a close second, but you need to pay attention to it because Ethereum is a network. It's not just a coin, right? And then they upgraded from proof of work to proof of stake, I think a year and a half to 2 years ago. And I'm actually in the process of becoming an Ethereum validator. You have to have 8 Ethereums. And so I think Ethereum is like $2,700. And so you have to buy into it, which is almost like staking your money. Again, if you want more information about investing in crypto intelligently, head over to my website, rashida.ai. And I have all the information you need if you want to find out more information about my background, grab your freebies. All of that information is on my website. But I said all that to say that it costs money in order to run cryptocurrency project, and it's ultimately a business. It's not just a project, it's a business. And so the reason the gas fees on Ethereum are so high is because you can build on its network. But that's another story for another day. Number 9 is following bad advice. And then number 10 is neglecting portfolio management. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I feel like I've been talking a lot for the past 20 to 30 minutes, and I have an appointment that I have to get to in the next 30 minutes. And so I hope all of this information helps you in one way or another. If you are doing any of these things, or if you checked off boxes on each and everything that I listed throughout this episode, again, do me a favor, go on over to my website at rashida.ai and just enroll because you need a guide to get you to where you're going. And I hope this helps, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.